Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
Shiny smiles all around where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
AP News, I'm Haya Panjwani. In an AP interview, Ukrainian negotiator Oleksandr Bebs says it's premature to talk about a definitive peace plan in ending the Russia and Ukraine war.
There is no final version of any peace framework so far. So the document that was presented to Ukraine and discussed in Geneva was significantly transformed, and it reflects a lot of things that Ukraine wanted to put there, or to change, or to exclude from this plan.
President Trump participated in a presidential tradition today. In remarks, Trump said he's sparing 2 turkeys.
The turkeys being pardoned today go by the names of Gobble and Waddle. When I first saw their pictures, I thought we should send them, I shouldn't say this. I was gonna call them Chuck and Nancy. But then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those 2 people.
AP's Julie Walker reports on torn roofs and smashed windows from a tornado near Houston.
In the Houston area, tornadic activity on Monday damages more than 100 homes, ripping off roofs, breaking windows, sending trees into cars, and tossing sheds. One firehouse had its siding torn off. National Weather Service local meteorologist Bradley Brokamp says they're investigating just how many tornadoes may have touched down.
One thing that commonly happens with some of these tornadic storms is that the system can occlude, and what will happen is the tornado can spin out, and then as new inflow shoots into it, it can spin up another tornado in it.
The Weather Service had issued a tornado watch. Authorities report no injuries. Heavy fog Tuesday morning made it difficult to assess the damage. I'm Julie Walker.
The White House is circulating a proposal that would extend subsidies to help consumers pay for coverage under the Affordable Care Act for 2 more years. That's as millions of Americans face spiking health care costs when the current tax credits are set to expire at the end of the year. This is AP News. AP's Charles de Ledesma reports Palestinians in Gaza face further sorrow as a wet winter arrives.
Children and families in Gaza are scooping muddy water from their tents and trying to protect the few belongings that remain after 2 years of war. Winter's heavy rains have left displaced Palestinians splashing in water that reaches their ankles. On Tuesday, they blamed both Israel and Hamas for the misery that remains despite a ceasefire. In Deir al-Balah, displaced woman Asma Fayad tells the AP, all the tents are destroyed. Our tents are made of fabric. Where is Hamas? Where are the people to see this rain, and how our children are drowning? Aid organisations worry that winter rains will make a stark humanitarian situation worse and have scrambled to mitigate floods and prepare infrastructure already devastated by war from extreme weather. Nearly all of Gaza's over 2 million people were forced out of their homes during more than 2 years of war.
I'm Haya Panjwani, AP News.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. Rhythm and soul, so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around, everything feels right. Brad on the show, bringing joy to our day. Into the Marianas breeze, let the worries drift away. Yeah, that was the air. Our connection grows stronger. We show that we care. Rock on to feel the soulful flow. Flip right on in Mariana, that's where you belong. The sweet island breeze and the ocean's embrace. Brad's got the stories, certain life we taste. Southside meditated, fall in this ride. Yeah, we're shining with love as our guide. So raise your voices high, let the music play on. Good morning, Marianas, we're where you belong.
Good morning, Marianas. It is 7:40 in the morning, and we are ready to go. I can't believe it. It's already 7:40. I didn't think it took that much time to get through all that fun stuff, but it certainly is, and I know that means our guy is going to be ready for us. I need to start telling him 7:45. But good morning, Marianas. It's going to be a great one today. You can already hear what I'm thinking about for lunch. Ina's Kitchen. It's so delicious. Got to get a burger and some soda with it. That's how it goes. But today is Wednesday. This is your last day to partay before before it is Thanksgiving, and have a great one out there. And because I am not going to be on the show tomorrow morning, that's right, we are not. We are going to straight up not do the show tomorrow morning. That's my plan, unless something crazy happens and I decide I wake up and that's what I'm going to do. But the fun fact, no. Today is the day before. We won't be on the air tomorrow, but tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, and I want to say a happy birthday to my daughter, Leilani. I'm so proud of you. There's so many great things that you do. You make me want to be a better dad. It's been so proud. I've been so proud, filled with great pride and joy, watching you grow up as from this tiny little, cute little kid to this young woman that you're becoming through your sports, through your education, through watching you with your friends, and just watching you just become an adult. You're not there yet, but you're getting there. It's been a great joy of my life watching you, and I hope that you're enjoying your life with us as much as you can, and we hope that your future is just as bright as it looks like today. Anyway, I love you, little girl, and I know you're going to be a teenager, and that's scary for your dad, but that's all right. It's going to be more scarier for those boys if they do anything bad to you. You guys, we're going to have a deal on shovels brought to you by Ace Hardware soon. We'll talk about that another time. All right, but let's do this. While we are going to be doing stuff all over the place today, let's start looking at what we got for traffic today. Brought to you by the good folks over at Transit CNMI. Transit CNMI, they can get you where you need to go, but right now you might want to get there on your own, so let's do that. We'll start over there at our place where we like to, Shell Dandat, because there's always a lot of traffic over there in the mornings, whether you're coming from Aslito or zipping down the hill from San Vicente. The traffic over there is usually pretty good, but right now it looks pretty decent. Even over there by the college folks coming up the hill, it's pretty good. And then down by the intersection that matters, at the place where connections matter, IT&E, looking mighty fine over there. And in the old AK's looking good too. We're going to continue scrolling down Beach Road, and everything looks fine. A little bit of a traffic over there by the post office and over there in Chalumpiao by Subway, but not too bad. A lot of folks coming down the hill from the airport in Osperdido, or at least on their way to Osperdido, on Osperdido Road. And that's not too bad. The rest of the road over there looking pretty good. How about over there in San Vicente? San Vicente, it is a madhouse. There's traffic at the home of the Canaries. And that doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. There's been a lot of traffic there in the past few days. Not sure what's shaking over there in San Vicente, but I know it's a lot of clouds. Everything along Back Island Road at this early time is looking pretty good. Even in Puerto Rico and at the pickleball / tennis intersection over there by CHC and AMP. It's looking pretty good. Oh, man, the home of the Mallards, though, it's looking a little rough. Bulacars over there, especially over there by at the beginning of Orchid Street. Man, it is just a lot of traffic going back and forth in front of Garapan Elementary School. Everyone's like, man, what's up with those cool Mallards? I want to go to elementary school over there. Everything else is looking pretty good as we make our way down Beach Road and Middle Road at the same time. You're going to get into a little bit of a snag when you get to Quartermaster Road, but that's not too bad. That is just your regular traffic there, so don't get too worried about it. Traffic now, wow, you can see a lot of folks. Maybe they just heard the sound of our voice saying it was pretty good over there by IT&E, and everyone's rushing down there because there's a lot of traffic there right now, so that's what you end up getting. Hey, I'll tell you what, Transit CNMI is great. With them, you don't even have to worry about taking the cars and the traffic and the lights and all that other stuff, because you can just hop on the blue line to get you where you need to go, and you could do that for just $2. $2 takes you anywhere you need to go on the blue line, whether you're in Totaville, Paseo, or anywhere in between. You can get there for just $2. Guess what? It's even better. If you're a student, Monomco, a veteran, active duty military, or you got a disability, it's only $1. And a special deal, there's only a few days left for military, active, and veterans and their families, as the family's got to be with the veteran or the service member. You get to ride for free for the month of November, thanks to Transit CNMI as part of their give back to the community. It is great, and we love them. Their rides smell amazing. They look amazing. They're clean. Their drivers take great pride in keeping their buses clean, and that's one of the reasons why they win great awards. In fact, they're the national award winner for a market of our size. You can see exactly where those buses are when you look at their online website there at transit.cnmi.gov. Isn't that the only kind of website, the online website? Yeah, that's how it works. Anyway, you can get more information from them by calling 236-2682. Don't be surprised, by the way. You got to pay an exact change. So don't go over there dropping Benjamins on people. They're not, unless you plan on taking 100 of your best friends along with you, you're not going to be able to make change. Also, good news is that they are open when you need to get around. Monday through Friday, 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. Weekends and holidays, like tomorrow, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. You got to pay in U.S. dollar. It's the only one. Sorry, Marianas dollar doesn't work yet. We're not able to do it. Sand dollars, they don't count either, but even though we would love to have used them. Again, Transit CNMI 236-2682. They're taking care of you on the line that is blue. Ow! Gotta love these guys. We have a great show lined up for you today, and we're not going to mess around. We've got our friend Landon Idlet, who's going to be on with us here in just a moment. We're going to call him right now. And then we're going to have Sheila Babauta from the Friends of the Marianas Trench on with us, too. In fact, we're calling Landon right now. We don't mess around. Maybe we do. Who knows? Let's get him on the phone. We're going to hear all about our weather and what's happening in our world from the man, the myth, the legend, the meteorologist. You can spell it any way you want. You can give him a call, but there he is. He's on with us right now. Landon, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Brad. Good morning, Saipan. How are you all doing?
We are feeling amazing out here. The weather has been great. We heard it's all because of you coming back, and so we're celebrating it.
Yes. Maybe, maybe not.
I would say about that.
Yes. It is a beautiful day out there, and it's going to be a fantastic rest of the week, especially as we go into the Thanksgiving holiday. I'm actually pulling up some slides right quick. Let me see. There we go. Let me share my screen.
All right, let's see.
Here we go. Yeah, I got a presentation with the military command later this morning, but this is what we're looking at. It's dry, fair, and favorable weather across the CNMI this morning. We do have this weak surface trough pushing through. This was yesterday afternoon. That is pushing through the Mariana Islands right now. We see have some showers and maybe a couple thunderstorms in the area, but the showers, because of the upper level support, they will be briefly heavy at times, but it's very spotty. And so there's not much out there. Or you'll probably get a brief heavy downpour, and then it moves right on by in about 5 or 10 minutes. Enough to get things soaked, and then it moves on out, and then the sun returns. So that's going to be the theme with this surface trough pushing through. A live look at the radar doesn't show much out there. Most of the heavier showers are now just west of the CNMI. And so it's going to be the lighter, spottier stuff throughout the rest of the day. That's going to carry us through Thanksgiving holiday and into Black Friday. Saturday looks fine as well, but we could see a weak disturbance come up into the region around Sunday. Looks like a wetter pattern, maybe some gustier winds Sunday and into Monday. So we're going to be watching that closely to see how it evolves. Some models have a little bit more moisture and gustier winds with that on Sunday night. So we'll have to watch it closely. More on that to come, but nothing to be concerned about at this point.
That's great news. We're hoping for a good day today for sure, as folks are getting their last-minute plans together. A lot of companies, a lot of organizations having their little special in-house Thanksgiving stuff today. Tomorrow is going to be the big family day. People going to church, people going to eat. People to eat at church, you name it. People are going to get a little bit of everything. And then that's going to be good. And of course, I say that when I see the Spam in the background and your Chick-fil-A and your Krispy Kreme hat. What is it? Yeah, Spam. Is that the good Spam or is it Spam Light?
It's the one that hangs on a tree. It's just a Christmas ornament. Who would have known? So I got a bunch of these at home. So I'm going to have my
that's awesome.
island or Christmas tree.
My gosh, my tree does not have a Spam ornament. I need to go and get one of these. Like, I think when we get off the phone, I'm going to have to try to find one, like right away.
In about 2 weeks, when I see you back in this office, because next week I might be off island in another location, you'll have to guess where I am. I'll send you some questions if you can guess. But 2 weeks from now, I'll show you some of the ornaments I got at Walmart, Cracker Barrel, Target has some. It's crazy stuff, the things they come up with.
I love it. I'm a big fan of crazy stuff, and that looks great to me. My gosh, you got big plans for tomorrow? You got for the holidays?
Not really big plans. We're going to have a potluck out here at the office later today. I can smell the food. My door is closed, but the electronic technicians, they cook better than they do technical work, which they do great technical work.
I can tell you from experience, from having been there, we were there. I don't remember what the occasion was, why everybody was doing it. I don't remember what time of year it was when we were there in the office. But when we were there, those guys were smoking all the food like way before the sun came up. And then
let me see if we can find them.
Yeah. Wow. No kidding. Now we know why it's so windy over here.
Yeah, we have our ACs under work, so it looks like a board chip. Right.
Yeah, it looks like their office has been assimilated.
And so this is the beginning, right? This good here. This is the technician's office. So this is where all the real work gets done. It's running. But outside, this is the real machinery right here.
Yeah, look at
so you
that.
see the guys are hard at work.
Yeah, it's the National Weather Service. It's whether or not we feel like working.
Yeah, he's going to open up the door for us. We're going to see what kind of technical things are being worked on. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a beautiful bird in there.
It is. Holy cow. I was going to say holy smokes, but there's too much of a pun on there.
But, yeah, beautiful day out here. It's going to be great for the Thanksgiving holiday. And if the CNMI is like Guam, it's going to be a 4-day holiday weekend.
It is.
We see some of those heavier showers departing off, just really spotty. But it's going to just be a fair and favorable weather pattern for the next several days. But play it safe if you're in the coastal waters, if you're on the beaches. The rip risk will be elevated along east-facing reefs and beaches with those trade winds and swell still elevated. Goodbye, United Airlines going to Hawaii.
Is that going to Saipan?
I think that is the Hawaii-bound flight. Looks like they're a little bit late today.
Well, this is about the time they fly to Saipan.
Yep. Yeah, that would be a little 737. This should be popping up any moment now. They're probably already queued up to fly.
Wow, that's how big Guam is. They have different size United planes. We have the United plane.
But yeah, this is going to be the theme for the next several days. A mix of sun, some clouds, some spotty showers, but overall, beautiful Thanksgiving week ahead.
Man, do you guys, it would be great if you had a camera mounted on there at the airport. It's 24 hours a day to show like the weather conditions at the airport and over there.
You know, we would love to have more sky cams, weather cams and stuff around the islands. I know Red Cross has one. I think it's on top of the Crown Plaza Hotel. Glenn has taken me up there to see the camera, and they have a great view. If we can have more of those, it'd be incredible. But of course, it's the power source, the internet source, and safety, making sure or the security, making sure it doesn't get stolen. So we're going to go back into my office now.
Hey, don't fall for Glenn's moves, by the way. He tries that with all the ladies. But he's going to, hey, I'll bring you up on top of see the camera. Whoa. Well, it doesn't work.
Glenn has a good view for sure.
He does. Actually, we use that view when we were doing the tsunami coverage. We would go to that often.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great camera. And it gives us a good perspective of weather conditions there at Macro Beach and behind the Hyatt and the Crown.
Yeah, it does. And in fact, I had not even thought about it too much and since we did the tsunami, but that as a regular thing to throw to once in a while, because it's a good look. Anyway, so that food, like my company party here is going to be a party of one, so that's not nearly as exciting as what you guys got going on. But I love how your whole team mobilizes to do that. I love how they have that equipment there to even do it. And but you guys have a real good culture over there. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, our cooker is a permanent fixture at our facility, and they've been cooking out there sometimes in some heavy downpours. I think it was in 2023 we had a tropical system moving through, but it was the day we were having a potluck. So the food was here, they were cooking, and it was just coming down in sheets.
I love it.
It's a shame they didn't have a good forecast.
Too bad. Hey, really quick, I know it's a few days out, and maybe we could touch base with you later, and not to bring it on a sour note or a somber note, but this weekend on Saturday is the state funeral for late former Governor Diego Benavente. It's going to be a big deal. Do you know what kind of weather we can expect for that?
Yeah, Saturday looks like it's going to be a great day. Really, Friday, Saturday will be our best days this week, and so the winds will subside just a little bit, but isolated showers and mostly sunny as we go into Sunday and Sunday night.
That's great news.
Saturday night.
That's totally fitting for Diego Benavente. I'll tell you what, he didn't want to go out on a somber note. He wanted to go out on his own terms, and he ended up doing it with a party and having folks there and everything like that. He was dancing.
That's the way to go.
And so I think while there will be some won't be too many dry eyes on Saturday, I think there's going to be a lot of smiles when people start telling their Diego stories. And, I'll always remember him smiling and him dancing with his wife. Those are going to be things that are etched into my memory.
And I think this week more than any time is to remember the good memories and give thanks for the friendship and the collaboration with him.
The only people who are the only living beings that'll be upset are the fishermen, or not the fishermen, the fish, because he has gotten so many of them with him and his crew. There's going to be many fish that are going to be able to be around now because he was too good of an angler out there. Anyway, Landon, hey, I won't talk to you before tomorrow, but I would say, hey, man, I'm thankful that you're able to do this for us all the time. Thankful for your friendship and all the good stuff that you do for the community down there in Guam, and even by extension, the folks that you're helping out here too. So thanks for being a part of our show. Thanks for being a part of our experience with the news service. And hey, thanks for just being a good friend. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. And again, that's why I tell people I'm 15 years into a tier contract, because this area has become home, and so it's for the islands. That's why I'm here so long, because I'm so thankful to be a part of the community here.
Yeah, and you even still have the same parachute that you flew in on right behind you. So, all right, Landon Idlet, great to see you. Thanks for being here today, and we'll check in with you soon.
Always a pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. So good weather on the way. We just heard it from Landon. It's exciting, and he is the twin brother that we like the best. Okay, the other guy's okay too. Brandon's not.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. We'll keep him around. But you can tell definitely one of them's going to be eating more than the other come Thanksgiving. I could tell. It seems to be a running theme. All right. Well, thanks so much, Landon, for being on with us. And, folks, we're going to be moving on because we're going to take a real short break to get you guys a sports update. We have, again, Sheila Babalta from Friends of the Marianas Trench is going to be on with us this morning. Really excited about that. Not so excited about how my team played football, but maybe your team did play football pretty well. Let's find out.
Fox Sports Update.
It was an ugly game on Monday Night Football, but the Niners walked out of Levi's Stadium with a victory. The 49ers beat the Panthers 20-9, with running back Christian McCaffrey finding the end zone against his former team in the third quarter.
Number 13 on this drive, tossed to McCaffrey, gets blocking, and a touchdown.
That was courtesy of ESPN as McCaffrey finished the game with 142 yards from scrimmage. San Francisco quarterback Brock Purdy threw 3 first-half interceptions, but the Niners improved to 8-4, while the Panthers dropped to 6-6 and missed out on an opportunity to move into sole possession of first place in the NFC South.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow starting November 30th on FoxNewsPodcasts.com.
In other NFL news, Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase did not play Sunday against the Patriots after the league suspended him 1 game for spitting on Steelers defensive back Jalen Ramsey. Chase apologized for his actions on Monday, though he didn't mention Ramsey by name. In a post on social media, Chase wrote in part, quote, "What I did was wrong. The circumstances don't matter. My passion for the game is no excuse. There's zero place in our sport or in life for that level of disrespect." In the NBA, the Pistons continued their red-hot start to the season on Monday. The Pistons beat the Pacers 122-117 to tie a team record with their 13th straight victory, as All-Star Cade Cunningham led the way with 24 points.
And now Matherin's got Cade. Cade backs him in. Hooks from in front and hits it. Huge hoop.
Sound courtesy of the FanDuel Sports Network as Detroit improved to an Eastern Conference best 15-2. And LA Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani says he intends to play for Team Japan in the 2026 World Baseball Classic. The four-time MVP and back-to-back World Series champion will be looking to repeat on the international stage after Japan won gold in the 2023 Classic. For more scores, stories, and features, go to foxsports.com. I'm Joe Morgan.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com. It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share. Good morning, Marianas. Feel the love in the air. Good morning, Marianas. Come join the fun. Together we'll shine like the morning sun.
With the waves crashing in, hear the oceans call. Brad brings the news that connects us all. From the islands to the world, goes the Caribbean. Good morning, Marianas, the best out of the year.
Good morning, Marianas. Let's start the day. With laughter and stories, come what may.
Oh my goodness! This is breaking news, but it's a big breaking news for us here in the Marianas, as we just saw this. I can't find the actual report right now. It does pop up on the screen when I see it. NFL transactions. We've signed this guy. Oh, come on. Where is it? You just told me they just signed Cooks. What's going on? Oh, here it is. It's on. There we go. It's on just 40 minutes ago, 35 minutes ago on ESPN and on BuffaloBills.com. The Bills add veteran Brandon Cooks to the roster, a team that's got lousy wide receivers. It's true. But holy cow, at least the Bills getting a little bit of help. Thank you very much, Bruce Camacho, for letting us know about all this stuff, because this is a big deal for us. We really need that because it has been lousy. Hold on one second. Third floor in 308. Thank you. There we go. And Angelo let me know too. And hold on. Nope. Let me respond. I am loving it. No, first of all, no, that's not the AI song I was talking about. That is one of the AI songs I was talking about, but that's not what we were going for. The new one that we have with a video project that's going on for it. There's two versions of it. One's going to be the short one for the show promo, and one's going to be just something else. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. But yeah, then Angelo let me know. He's like, the Bills just announced they're going to lose the Super Bowl again. Thank you very much. This just ain't done. The Bills going to lose yes, you bastard. All right, I know it. Hey, I understand. Maybe we should ask the president what he thinks about that.
We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
Thanks. That's what you get. That's it. Yeah, it's a rough one being a Bills fan for sure. But hey, you know, Brandon Cooks, hopefully he does something good for our team, because we could definitely use him. Speaking of great stuff, we can see her walking. Come on in. She's walking right in right now. We'll get her set up real quick. So play something real quick. We're not going to be gone for long. It's not going to be like one of those long commercial breaks or something. But we want to make sure that we can get Sheila all set up because she's going to have great stuff for us. I'm excited. She's excited. The world's excited. America's excited. You know, all that kind of stuff. So let's see. I got another sports update for you. So let's give you this because we can. And then right after that, like in just a few moments, you're going to hear from Sheila Babauta from Friends of the Marianas Trench.
Fox Sports Update.
Shedeur Sanders will continue getting a chance to prove the doubters wrong. Sanders will start his second straight game on Sunday when the Browns take on the 49ers. Head coach Kevin Stefanski announced Monday.
Number one job of a quarterback is to win, so excited to get that first win under his belt. And then next thing is improvement, and that's what young players do, certainly young quarterbacks do.
That was courtesy of the Browns, as fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel, who has cleared concussion protocol, is expected to be the backup QB. Sanders led Cleveland to its first victory since October 19th, throwing for 209 yards and a touchdown against the Raiders. After dropping to the 5th round of the draft, Sanders started training camp as the 4th-string quarterback, but has moved his way up the depth chart.
It's Will Kane Country. Watch it live at noon Eastern Monday through Thursday at foxnews.com or on the Fox News YouTube channel. And don't miss the show. Listen and follow the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
In other NFL news, Joe Burrow is back. Burrow is expected to return to the field on Thanksgiving against the Ravens after sitting out the last 9 games due to a toe injury that required surgery.
I anticipate him playing, but we'll continue to work through the week. I'm not going to declare that definitively. Work through the week, coming off an injury. He's done everything he could. He put himself in a position to do his best to play yesterday.
Sound courtesy of the Bengals, as head coach Zach Taylor spoke with the media on Monday. Without Burrow, Cincinnati has gone 1-8, and they sit at 3-8 on the season. In college football news, the University of Alabama at Birmingham football player Daniel Mincy is facing charges of attempted murder and assault after being accused of stabbing 2 teammates on Saturday. Officials said the stabbing occurred on campus hours before UAB faced the University of South Florida. According to UAB head coach Alex Mortensen, the 2 injured players have been released from the hospital and are recovering. Mincy, a 20-year-old offensive lineman, previously played at the University of Kentucky. And you can download the Fox Sports Podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you download your favorite podcasts. I'm Joe Morgan.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow starting November 30th on foxnewspodcasts.com.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
We're bringing heat today, so let's get started. Woke up and smiled, the sun shining. Let the sun shine in. Got dreams to chase and a world to win. Turn up the reels, it's today. And let's dance through the day. Feel the vibe in the air. Come on, let's play. We live in love, making waves as we go. With every heartbeat, it's an endless show. We're living bright, let the music ignite. Good morning, Marianas. Let's shine tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la.
All right, good morning, Marianas. Welcome back. It is 10 in the morning, and you're all caught up with the sports anyway. We do have a news update, but we'll worry about that later because the big news is we've got Sheila Babalta in. Now, we've got, normally I would keep this open-ended forever and ever and ever. We're going to be running out of here before our 9 o'clock today. Going to try to get out of here at 8:40, so we'll wrap it up. But right now, all I can tell you is that this is the best thing because I'm so excited to have you in here. We're probably just having our little side conversation. I should have just saved it for when we were doing the show, but we're really excited because with us, we've got Sheila Babalta in studio with us. Sheila, thanks for coming.
Yay, thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. This is awesome. We've known each other for a super long time, and you've done a lot of great stuff for the community. It's always been community-based, no matter what role you had.
Thank you.
And, we could talk a little bit about, what's that, but, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy to be home. I just arrived yesterday from Kanaki, New Caledonia, and I was there for a couple of weeks supporting a lot of the events that's happening there, too. They have cultural resurgence events and canoe revival. They're actually receiving a canoe from Fiji this week, and so just shout out to Kanaki and the Santal Cup 2025. It was such an experience, but it's always great to be home, and so I'm happy to be home. Yes.
Well, it's great to have you back. I knew the island felt a little bit nicer when I woke up, and I'm like, now I know why. But so you're in New Cal for a while, and
Yes.
it sounded like it was an amazing adventure, to be there.
Totally. It was such an adventure. And while I was out there, the request for information was issued by this federal administration about the deep sea mining interest and issue. And so just having that be a part of my trip was a little shocking, but I'm just grateful that we have an amazing team here on island at Friends of the Mariana Trench. We have board members around the world, really. We were all around the world when this announcement came out, and we were able to come together and gather allies and start strategizing on how to respond to this issue. In Kanaki, New Caledonia, there's actually a moratorium on deep sea mining, which is the case across the Pacific. There are many nations in the Pacific and across the world who have put out a moratorium on deep sea mining, a precautionary pause, or an outright ban. And that is the position that we're taking. And that's the position I've always held personally in protecting our ocean, our resources being good ancestors in the making, and just being very mindful of this relationship that we have with our ocean, being part of this beautiful big blue continent.
Yeah, well, and this is going to be the big thing that we were going to talk about today because the whole idea of deep sea mining, it's something that people have talked about it for years. They were always saying, maybe in the future there'll be technology for it, and all of a sudden the future is today.
Mm-hmm.
They're already here. I don't know if they have a real plan for us yet, but I know that they're really moving forward in American Samoa, right? Off the waters off of American Samoa.
Well, they've continued in the process, but the experience in American Samoa is something for us to learn about, because another hat that I wear is a fellow with Right to Democracy. I'm the NMI fellow for their Environment and Democracy Fellowship. And so with Right to Democracy, we connect the U.S. territories. And so I was able to follow the announcement about deep sea mining in American Samoa when it came out, and really stay connected to the fellow there in American Samoa and what was happening, how the advocates were organizing, and they were able to submit over 76,000 public comments. This is not a petition, it's public comments, individual comments being submitted on the Federal Register. They were able to get support from the entire leadership, their governor, lieutenant governor, their delegate, the House of Representatives, the Senate, to oppose deep sea mining, and yet the federal administration continued to move forward in the process. And so, I think that's something to keep an eye out on and pay attention to, because with our RFI that was issued on November 12, we have 30 days to respond, and that gives us, we're probably at like 20 more days or less. It's December 12th.
12th, yeah.
Yep, is the last day. But if American Samoa was able to gather so much opposition and this administration still move forward, then like, what is the point of this request for comments? You know, are they really seeking to listen and to understand the perspective of our community? And at the Friends of the Mariana Trench, we have a wide network, international network of conservationists, of allies, advocates from around the world who have committed their lives to this topic and other topics around ocean conservation and stewardship. And so we have been able to connect with them, gather support, create a resource document. So we have a public resource document that's been shared on social media, and I can send you the link too. We can add it on.
Is this on your website?
It's on our social media. I believe it should be on our website now, but you know, we have a list of resources that our community can use, can do research, read articles. We list our key concerns. And we also list ways to participate, because we have an open petition right now opposing deep sea mining. You can submit your comment directly on the Federal Register. We also have an NGO, a nonprofit sign-on letter that we are hosting and you can support. And there are several scientific letters coming out to be submitted in the Federal Register as well. So there are different ways to get involved, but this is a major topic. You know, deep sea mining is a very controversial issue that even nations in the Pacific haven't completely aligned on. We know that the Cook Islands and Tonga have their different views and are working with, you know, companies that have this economic interest in mining the oceans around their countries. But the majority of Pacific Island nations have already outright stated opposition to deep sea mining.
Yeah, we're showing folks your social media, at least on Facebook right now. It's Friends of the Marianas Trench is what the address is. In fact, we'll put that in the comments real quick so you guys can check it out for yourselves. And it's worthwhile to get in there. Hold on, I'm putting it in the comments right there in the Facebooks. Thank you. Putting it on the YouTubes. But the other one is, you know, seeing people in the comments already, like Juan saying, hey, the public comments about deep sea mining is a formality or ceremonial, is what he's saying. Yeah. And I think that's in line with what you've been talking about. The other one is, you know, we were talking about, you know, the amount of comments that ended up getting generated, like 76,000.
That's a lot.
Yesterday, we were talking with Floyd from BECQ, Floyd Mosca, and he's like, you know, I'm pretty competitive. I want to make sure that we can get at least 77,000, you know, to make sure. But the other thing is that there's a big push from the delegates from Guam and from the CNMI to try to get that extended, you know, for another like 120 days.
Right.
And that seems reasonable. I mean, why else, unless you got somebody knocking on the door ready to go and you got your plan all packaged up, you know, 30 days, 30 days, I can hear them in my head saying, well, that's enough time. It seems like, no, like really getting it out to the community, letting it filter out. I think 120, an extra, you know, what's an extra 4 months for something that could do a lifetime of impact to the watershed?
Oh, I agree. And I think sometimes we forget that we might be on different awareness levels compared to other members of our community. I mean, deep sea mining has been in my sphere for a couple of years now because of my advocacy work with the environment, but not everybody is at that level of awareness and has access to resources and experts who, you know, provide information. And so it's not just about informing our community that a public comment period is open, but it's also giving them time to do their research, you know, and formulate an opinion. I mean, there are arguments on both sides, and that's why it's just a highly controversial topic. And so the request for an extension is something we definitely support as Friends of the Mariana Trench. The governors of the NMI and Guam have also submitted a letter to BOEM, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management at the Interior, requesting for this extension. And, you know, I think we should also push a little bit more and request for public hearings, because this is not a request or an interest that came from the community, right? This was imposed upon us, saying this is what we think would be best. I mean, what do you think about it, right? What does the NMI think about it? Submit your public comments. You have 30 days. And that type of process really forces us to pretty much drop everything we're doing, and we're approaching the holidays, to now then, as a community organizer and advocate, I'm well aware of the type of energy and effort it takes to organize community hearings and gather people and, you know, have these conversations and answer questions. I mean, it's not just your time, it's your energy, it's time away from family, and with the holiday season, it's just going to be even more difficult to focus on this one thing, right? Where we have a deadline of December 12th. And so an extension is definitely something that is needed. And I think that BOEM, the department that issued this RFI, should be here on the ground. They should be hosting public hearings. If they really care about hearing from our community, then they need to be here and host gatherings on all of our sister islands, because this is a huge topic that could impact us for generations to come. I mean, the technology is not even there yet. It's not happening anywhere in the world yet, deep sea mining. There are a lot of promises, of course, for economic benefit, but we haven't seen that yet anywhere. You know, there's no rush for us to be the first, or for us to even serve as an experimental site, because the Mariana Trench, the deepest point in our world's ocean, has a different landscape than anywhere else in the world and in the Pacific. And so there are different types of deep sea mining, different types of technologies that are needed. I mean, even the nodules that they claim have these minerals may not even be found in our waters. And they would be potentially destroying our extremely biodiverse ocean floors. We have seamounts, you know, we have like, they're pretty much underwater volcanoes. I mean, we have blue mud, we have hydrothermal vents. I mean, species around us that are not even known to humanity, you know, to humanity, right? There's more known about the planet of Mars than there is about the Mariana Trench. And so we don't want to negatively impact these species and have an entire species go extinct during our lifetime if we can help it.
Yeah, we just met Mira, our Dumbo octopus, right? We got to make sure that she's taken care of. All right, so I got a question for you. So, Friends of the Marianas Trench, I remember, or Marianas Trench Marine Monument, right? The original. And I remember that whole process. And my good buddy Angelo was a big part of that, and the whole community. And then I remember some of these guys who were big on fishing who were really against it. But it seems like, how could you be against this? It seems like a great thing. Some of the other people who were really against it were saying, and these are folks from here saying, hey, but what about the mineral wealth of our Marianas, about people who would be mining? You know, we'd be missing out on the economic benefit. This was one of those things that they brought up. And I find it really funny because some of those people who brought that up, they're also against this now too. They're also it doesn't seem like this is something that is super popular, but I don't really know much about it. But I'm on for most things in life. I figure if you're just on Sheila's side of things, you're on the right side of things.
Thanks, Brad. And I think that's the beauty of science, and that's the beauty of life. I mean, learning, right? Being a lifelong learner, when new information comes out, you have the opportunity to change your mind and make better decisions for yourself and your families today and for future generations. And so I, even when I first moved home, had that concept of we might have these minerals around us that could, provide for some economic gain. And the more that I surrounded myself with people who had deep connection to our ocean, indigenous communities that, struggled with different types of capitalism and economic systems that really exploit the resources around them. I mean, we really have to rein it in, ask ourselves, what does quality of life mean for us? What exactly are we looking for? Because if we keep money as our goal, then the possibility of destroying the Marianas and our resources around us will increase forever and ever. And then where will we be 50 years from now? Because I plan to be here 50 years from now. And that's why I'm so passionate about, our home and having our home be a safe and peaceful place for my children and your children to grow up around. I mean, this is just such a blessing to steward this part of the world, and so now my mindset, my perspective, my values have shifted totally. I mean, I value the peaceful beach over like a busy city life.
Yes.
I mean, I value community, the way that we are able to connect and support one another and have these really deep relationships. I value like so much more meaningful things in life now that aren't profit driven. And the fact that we have, the freedom to express ourselves, the freedom to travel to parts of Asia that are so close to us, or people are able to explore the world. I have benefited so much from learning from other cultures, and bringing that experience home is so meaningful to me, so fulfilling. And now I see the value of, wow, the cultural work that we must do so that we can stay grounded in our cultural foundations, our cultural values of being in relationship with the land and the ocean, really understanding that everything really is connected. We got to see that during COVID. But then sometimes we forget, right, as humans. And now with social media, there's just so much that we're exposed to, but there's also so much that we can share.
It's funny how you, with all your travels and all your personal and professional development over the years, going out and seeing everything else, how much it amplifies your appreciation for what it is here.
Yes.
And I think that not being from here originally, I know what I love about here and why this is a special place and everything. But when people from here go out and they see what everything else is in the world, and they come back, it's because right. You don't need to find those answers somewhere else.
Right. And that is an experience. That's a type of exposure and growth that I just love to witness. I think it's just such a blessing. And when working with the youth and seeing how when they get to travel, when they get to meet other indigenous youth, when they get to come home and say, oh my gosh, like we live in a place that is beautiful, that is safe, that is kind and friendly, the pride and the value that we have for our home, it just increases. And so then we're able to do more to protect our home, you know, because the value that we hold is there. And that has really happened so much for me on my journey. And I love being home. I've been home now for 9 years, and I was gone for 10 years, but born and raised here on the island of Saipan. And, you know, all of the answers that I was searching for was right here in my own backyard. It was right here at home. You know, what does happiness mean, right? What type of joy am I looking for? What kind of life do I want to live? It's all here. And the kind of impact that I want to make in the world. And my world is here in the Marianas. As long as the, you know, positive impact and the change is happening here, and I get to see it before my eyes, right? When the kids ask questions and when our youth go off to further their education or they become advocates. I mean, that's like so heartwarming, it's so fulfilling. And that's an experience not many get to have around the world, but we get to have that here. And so when issues like this come up, right, deep sea mining, military training and testing, you know, our community's health, sea level rise, I mean, the things that threaten us, these really major events, major threats that are at our doorstep, it's really important for us to speak up and let others know, let the world know, you know, let other indigenous communities know what's happening here. I mean, that's just part of advocacy. It's raising awareness and gathering allies and us coming together as a community and taking a stance. And I think that's really important as leaders in our community to take a stance, you know. Enough with this being on the fence. Like, no, there's information out there already. You have all the information at your fingertips. Like, make a decision, take a stance, and then advocate for that. And for me, it's always been about protecting our home for us today and for future generations. And that's all that I really like deeply care about, right? And so as long as the decisions I make support that, then I know I'm on the right track, and at least I can sleep at night, right? But
you know what you were saying, you know, about make your voice heard and everything, or sorry, about standing up and saying this. But I think being heard is important just as much as that. The other people have to be willing to listen to what people are saying from here, and just saying it out to the world. I feel like that's why what you talked about BOEM actually being here is important, not just fielding something from afar, from thousands of miles away, actually having them on the ground to hear and interact with the folks here, so that when they do have their conversations with people in higher positions or higher up the federal food chain, they can say with real experience and firsthand experience that this is what the temperature is on the ground for stuff like this, and people either are for it or not for it, and I don't think you can accurately do that from where they're at remotely.
Right, yeah, I completely agree, and you know, parts of the island are different, parts of the Marianas are different, right? We cannot expect how to operate on our sister islands of Luta and Tinian to be the same here on Saipan. We have to respect the differences of each of our sister islands, and that involves time. It involves resources, you know, to get out there. And as a leader, as a community leader and former legislator, I was able to see firsthand really what it took to engage with communities all around the Marianas, because the ocean does connect us and provides us with different challenges on how to connect, right? If it's not just through technology. But we can't expect our people to be informed right away about what's happening just because it was published on a federal register. I don't check that every day.
You
right?
don't? I thought everybody, they only check two things every day: the Federal Register and NMINewsService.com. Oh, cheap plug. I know. It's so bad.
Right.
It's so bad.
And then to take the time to formulate a comment, a public comment that is substantial, which is something that is always, it's always emphasized, right? It has to be a substantial type of public comment so that the federal government is required to respond. And then have access to a computer and the internet and submit your public comment.
Speaking of which, we do have that document that you guys were talking about.
Great.
Angelo put it in the comments for it, but we also
awesome.
have it right here. So we can end up posting this for you guys to get people to reach more folks. And it's got a lot of hot links on there, I'm guessing. Not the kind that are delicious, but the kind that are information rich, which is really great. So, this is a really big deal, and I wonder what the impact is. Like you said, the science on this isn't done, and all of this, hasn't really been flushed out. You said that, you, and I agree with you, not a great idea to have us be the experimental zone for anything, right? So if there was science that was locked in on this, if we knew for sure that would be, like, anything was certain about this stuff, you could actually do something, or you could actually argue for it maybe, but there's so many unknowns with regards to this. It's a tough pull. Now, I did get a comment in the past week, a message from somebody who knows somebody from the mining world of all this stuff. I haven't had a conversation with them. This is just like somebody who knows somebody who's talking about doing something here. So I got to wait for more information on that to hear, from them. But apparently, the gist of that conversation was that somebody would want to set up like a processing thing here in Saipan. Now, the other part of this, I reached out to some of the other federal folks from NOAA, and they said with this one, they don't really have a plan yet. It doesn't sound like there was a plan from what they read. These are guys who actually read this stuff. I didn't. I didn't read the whole Federal Register entry every single time, but I know, right? I was just reading the other one, the news service, right? But what they were saying is that with this kind of operation, they don't, like with the fisheries, they said the fisheries don't operate here because there would have to be so much infrastructure set up and all that, where they could do it elsewhere. Like they would need a place for all the ships, the boat, all that stuff. But with this mining operation, they would not have to dock a fleet of mining vessels here. They could just roll in, do all their thing, and go back to wherever they process it. So they thought that potentially this could be more likely because of that out here, and that's why we should be acting quicker on our side to try to take action on it. Hey, real quick, just run into the comments. This is from Juan. He says, ask Sheila what she thinks about the current land system in terms of profit-based land ownership. Is that here? I'm not super familiar about that, but that's the one. Profit-based land ownership here. I'm not...
I kind of get the gist of the question because as Indigenous peoples, we view land as an extension of ourselves, right? And we have always been a collective when it came to stewarding land. And it really wasn't until colonization that the idea that individual land ownership was more important or more effective of increasing your quality of life and your experience in this world. And so now there's individual land ownership versus like communal land ownership. And I think in today's world, because it's 2025, that's and we're part of systems, capitalist systems, and international systems that operate so differently, of course, than pre-colonial times. One would think that it would be a challenge to change the current land systems that we're living in. But I think that there are many ways that we can experiment with it. I think there's a lot of great examples around the world of how communities have come together and stewarded large properties together. And that's actually like a beautiful vision that I have for large properties that we have here on Saipan, where many different organizations can come together and steward a large piece of property. And we see that in families. When you think of families staying on one large piece of property together and, you know, forming a compound, but it's a mindset, right? What's mine is mine, and if you have more, then you're taking from me, right? Instead of believing that there's enough for all of us, and that we have enough to live a life of peace and joy with the land that we're on. I mean, you know, here in the Marianas, we actually steward more ocean than we do land. And so the land conversation is very controversial, but I think that with a lot more studies coming out about having deep relationships with one another being the main indicator of a happy life, you know, with information and data coming out around communal living and how that is better for your health when you have a community to rely on for childcare or for, you know, natural food systems, and be more connected. I mean, I think it's possible to experience something like that here. I think that we're very close to it, actually, because of the big families that we have and, you know, our land laws. And that's something that I am actively dreaming about and organizing for. You know, I think we can, if we can model it, and if we can find successful models to be inspired by, then it's possible.
Well, I think it sounds fascinating. There's but we'd have to have you come back to talk about it. I kept looking at the time like, man, I would love to dive deeper into this. But today is a special day for a couple of different things, and luckily I can get out of here still make it to the next thing on time.
Awesome.
But otherwise, you know, normally like you'd be an all-day show. We could talk about so much stuff.
We'd love to be here all day.
Can you come back again? I would love to have you in again.
Oh, of course. I would love to be here again. And can I just give a shout out to the team at the Friends of the Mariana Trench?
Yes. I
am just so grateful for an amazing team. We have an amazing board. Uncle Ike Cabrera, one of the founders too. Tina Sablan, Angelo Villagomez, who's also a co-founder. Kina Rangamar, great hair, great ukulele player. Kina Rangamar and Romana Chung. And then our team, one of the co-founders, Lori Paterka, Jolly-Ann Cruz Taisaken, Alex Tudela, Anthony Yoshikawa, Alexi Rebuenok, and our newest member, Neil Dino Taisaken. Yes, so grateful for them.
That's awesome. It sounds awesome. We already got someone who said that, wait, where is it? It was on there before. Do I still see it? Oh, I don't know. It just said that you've got their vote for governor. So that'll be great. All right, Sheila Balalta, so great to have you in here. I love seeing your smile, your energy in here. Is just, it brightens up this whole room. I don't need any lights in here.
It's the Marianas magic.
It is. All right. Good morning, Marianas. Thanks for being here with us. We're going to fly out of here. You're going to see us live here really, really, really soon, but we're going to be on the go somewhere else in a different location, not too far away, with some more exciting stuff. I want to say thanks to our guests for being here with us today. Oh, and before we get out of here, we'll say really good news from the Saipan Humane Society. Ati, that puppy who was in here with us yesterday, was adopted yesterday after the show. We're so excited. Congratulations. Man, this is so great. It was wonderful news. It's a beautiful dog, and we were able to make that little connection out there. So thanks so much to everyone for having a big part of that. All right, guys, we'll be back again tomorrow, but you'll see us in about less than 10 minutes. We're going to be live again. So we'll see you in just a little bit. I'm not even going to play another news thing. We're just going to wrap up with this. Thanks. We'll see you in a little bit.